Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Eclipse, and today I'm bringing you a brand new episode in my, well, kind of brand new Kingdom Rush Let's Play. And so, last episode, I asked you guys which upgrade I should use, and you guys chose the Archer and the Barracks. So, I'm gonna do this one, and then we'll just save this last one. And I'm gonna turn down the music because it sounds very loud. Maybe not sound loud to you guys, but it sounds loud to me. Okay, so. Let's just hop into this next mission. We're going to be doing missions 3 and 4 today, maybe even 5. I don't know, it just depends on how long this goes. So we're going to hop right into this next one. We should be getting better upgraded towers, more money every time, It should be good. We should definitely be going well at the end of this episode. So I think for this one, I'm going to put an artillery there, barracks, and barracks. That way, these guys will block them, and the barracks can just pound them while they're being stalled by these guys. And I think I'll put a mage there and an archer there. And I wish there was some way to speed this up, because I know I'll be able to take them out. It just, I have to wait for it. These first few little waves or missions, they're gonna be pretty easy. They're just gonna be the run-of-the-mill troops, and they're gonna be pretty easy. But um, it's just basically saving up enough money because, obviously I want to. That's the wrong tower. I'm gonna be wanting to get more towers and stuff to finish off these guys a little quicker because these levels are really easy. They don't take too much time. And I guess now we probably have better upgrades. Wonder if there's anywhere we can. So there is a place where you can look at the I like the different tower stats and stuff. I think I just called in the other accident. I thought I was just calling in that wave. I guess stuck with it now. Hopefully I can finish off these guys because I'm actually getting a little worried. Nah, we'll be fine. If we just there we go. Now we'll be able to finish them off much easier. Caught in that wave too soon on accident. And that was not good, not at all. Oh, whoops. Alright, well, I just called that one in early too, but it's whatever. Whatever. We should be able to handle them pretty easily. It's just mainly these guys because there's a ton of them at one time and they're just charged through, charged through the lines. These guys are really easy to deal with. It's mostly these guys because they just come in so many numbers. I'm not going to call that yet. Make that mistake again. Sorry. Nope, I guess, okay, so I can't get level 3 towers yet. I thought I maybe could, but I cannot, unfortunately. And right here is going to be mage, which is 100 coins, so I'm going to have to wait for that. Like I said, it's basically the waiting games, just waiting till you get more coins and stuff. And a spot like this, guys, where there's going to be a high concentration of enemies getting caught up by barracks, definitely a great spot to put in artillery because it's that splash damage, and it's not as concentrated as these guys, so it can spread its damage out over more spots and definitely deal heavy damage. I'm going too quick. I think I'm going to save this Rain of Fire because I'm sure there's going to be a harder wave in the future, so I'm going to save that until it gets a little bit harder because right now it's pretty easy unless I call 2 waves at once or like 12 like I did. Well, I guess not 12 because there's only 11 levels in here. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so you saw right there, that guy was a shaman, I think, and they heal themselves and their friends. So I just shot that guy with a rain of fire and kind of wasted it because he just healed. His friend just healed him and he healed himself. So it was kind of a waste, which is very unfortunate. Just to cover him around that curve. I wish this guy would shoot over here. I wish you could tell them like what's a target. I wish you could tell them to like target the most powerful or target, the one with the most health or whatever, instead of telling them to target the one that's closest to the base. But I guess that's good that they have it like that, because or else it might not go for the guy who was getting closest and lose lives unintentionally, which could have not happened. I think I'm gonna upgrade this guy next because he is at pretty like tactical spot. Alright. To hold him up so that these guys can bombard him. Let me put him in kind of like a triangle where they can, and this is a prime example of when you want to use this rain of fire, when they're all bunched up together. See, I got 2 shamans in one, and those guys are pretty hard to take down at the early stages just because they heal themselves and they have a lot of health and are resistant to a lot of stuff. I wonder if you can click on these. A lot of these maps are interactive, like you can click on stuff and like the sheep. See, it makes the what sound do sheep make? I don't know. But it makes whatever sound a sheep makes, and like there's different stuff around the map all the time like that you can click on, and you can even get achievements for it and stuff. Like there's one map and I clicked on a mermaid on the iOS and I got an achievement for it. So those things are just like kind of hidden Easter eggs around the game, I guess you could say. And I'm actually gonna bring these guys around here because I mean they were just kind of defensive to put down there when I called in too many waves at once. Oh, and we do have a new enemy. Okay, this is the ogre. Big, ugly, and tough humanoids. They'll obliterate everything in their path. So these guys are basically like the major warriors. Like they'll smash anything, and they have a ton of health. So these guys are like kind of the boss of this early part of the game. And I think they take out troops in one hit. Let's test that out. Yeah, see, each hit it takes out a guy, so that's definitely extremely powerful. A fireball. See, that's the problem. If you do that and it doesn't kill them, they can just heal themselves. But luckily, the artillery got them both with an artillery shot. And I'm gonna upgrade these guys just because I have the money and I don't really need to put an upgrade into anything else. So one of the main tips I have for this game is that when you get to wave 10, if it's getting close and they're getting really close to your base and you're having to like throw down reinforcements right here and like call in rain of fires right at the very edge, you're gonna want to revise your plan and where you have your troops, because the last wave gets a lot harder. As you see, 2 ogres, they'll probably get a lot more like shamans and stuff, and so it's going to be a lot harder for you to finish this level. And I know it's not as much in the earlier stages because the mobs aren't as hard, just because the towers aren't as hard and you don't have as much to work with. But in the later stages, if you're getting close, it's definitely going to be a wise idea to rearrange your troops, upgrade some towers, and get ready for that next wave, because it's going to be a tough one. Rain of fire, that got him down to pretty low health. And then if you just keep putting troops on this guy, he's eventually going to die because he's getting shot by a lot of towers. If you get him in this kind of like triangle area, it definitely helps out because like you can, as you see, these are overlapping and this one's kind of getting them as they come in here. So these guys are shooting at the same time at the same troops and they're getting kind of condensed into one area. and it's really helping to like concentrate the fire on these troops. As you see, those shamans are doing some work right there, healing their guys, so I'm gonna have to put out another barracks just to stop all these people, and probably another archer tower there. As you can see, the last wave gets a lot harder, guys. Definitely harder than that 10th wave, because they didn't even get past here on that 10th wave, but now they got all the way down to here, and I'm having to put new towers in. So as I said, you're definitely going to want to revise where you're at and look at it differently. This is another good spot. 3 archers firing out one spot, one little concentrated area. It's devastating to them, and it will cause high damage over, as they're sitting here, all of them firing on them. It's very effective. And we just got 3 stars because we finished with all our lives. That's gonna be kind of like my main goal for this, is to finish all of them with all of the hearts, because that's pretty sweet. Oh, and a new thing. Perfect. So we have unlocked the hero room, and we have unlocked Sir Gerald Lightseeker. So Sir Gerald Lightseeker, he's pretty good at melee. He has good health, and he's actually pretty quick. He has actually very good health. He has maxed health. And he's kind of the main, your generic hero. And these are all the heroes you can get. So we're gonna be looking at these in the future, definitely. As soon as I unlock one, I'll probably play that mission with it just so you guys can see it. But I'm gonna select this guy for the time being, and I think I'm gonna upgrade my reinforcements, because as I said, it's really important to use those guys a lot, and I do like to use them a lot, so I'm gonna upgrade them. And then I'm gonna put concentrated fire and arcane shatter, because I'm gonna be using all these towers, so I might as well put some upgrades into those rather than just putting all my upgrades into the main towers, even though those are important too. Now guys, we have the 3rd towers available, and this map is very cool. I actually like this map. So you see here we have the hero, and it gives us the hint. So we can hit the spacebar to select him. So if we move him, if I hit spacebar, perfect, I can move him down here. I think I'm gonna want him there. I think I'm gonna put an artillery there, and put 2 archer towers there, and then a barracks. As you see, these 2 will fire on this area, so you always want to have those really concentrated areas where they can fire on the enemy and just get as much firepower into the enemies at once. I could even put these guys, no, I think I'll leave them here for now, because that's a pretty good area. And as you see, these 2 archer towers will shoot those guys as they come past. I think I'm going to use my rain of fire here in a second. You're going to want to use your rain of fire near the beginning, just because it'll take them out, and it has an 80-second recharge, so then you can use it at a later stage where you're going to need it more, because you don't really need it in these early stages. You could survive without it, so you might as well use it, get that recharge done, and then you get multiple uses out of it before you would actually need it. I think I need to put a barracks here, and I'm going to move this rally point up to between these 2 towers so they can fire on them. As you see, I'm going to be doing this a lot, where I have an area where they can just fire continually in a kind of overlapping area against the enemies. As you see, there are fish jumping. These maps are really dynamic, guys. The water's kind of glistening, there's just a little shack. And I really like how they look and just how they play. I think it adds kind of like a cartoony feel and like just really nice feeling to the game. So now that these troops are kind of bunching up right here, I'm going to do a rain of fire. And as you see, that was devastating. That definitely took out a ton of them. So definitely want to use it at the beginning, let it recharge, then you get 2 uses out of it at a time when you didn't actually need it, but it just helped you out and let you finish that wave faster. Or when it was an actual hard wave. And this, as you see, the wave count keeps going up for each time. Like last time there were 11 waves, and this time there are 13. So it's gonna keep going up. I think one of the end ones is like 18 waves or something, and they get harder and harder, as they go on, as you unlock better towers. So it's actually really fun to see how many waves it can get up to, because it's definitely a very dynamic game and can get very just like you can get really into it. That's what I'm trying to say. It's very fun to play. Oh no. So as you can see, I think I'm gonna upgrade this artillery piece again. I did a couple upgrades while I was just talking, but I think I'm gonna upgrade the artillery again because it's in the main. It's getting all of them as they come out of their spawn little like yeah, spawn area, and I'm gonna throw down another rain of fire because those things are very useful. Maybe I should have waited. Whatever. As you see, they do heal quite a bit of their health back, so you want to take them out as quickly as possible before they can regenerate their health. Okay, so we have a new enemy on this level, the bandit. Swift and agile, they can dispatch their enemies very quickly. They have fast speed, very high damage, and can dodge melee attacks. So what this means is these guys are basically, they're kind of the second tier run-of-the-mill soldiers, meaning they're not amazing, but they are going to be better than those little goblin guys, and you're going to be seeing them very often. So I'm going to upgrade this, and then I'm going to upgrade the artillery just so that I have a little more defense over here. And definitely try to get those waves early, guys. Oh, I did not actually want to. I tried to call in the reinforcements, but make sure you call in those waves early because it gives you a little bonus to gold and to time off your rain of fire and reinforcements. So as soon as this gets to 320, I'm going to call it in. Okay, so now this is fully upgraded to where I have it because there is a fourth tier. Oh, good. That's okay. So we did lose one life there. Unfortunately, very unfortunately. I even just said my goal was to not lose any lives. But I will still have 3 stars in every mission. I think you can lose up to 2 hearts and still have 3 stars on the mission. So it's going to be okay. I'll just make it my goal to have 3 stars in every mission because that's a more reasonable goal anyway. I'm sure there's going to be times when a few are going to get through just because, as you saw, there's just sheer numbers. They couldn't hold them all. And there are only 3 of them, so, it's just going to be a matter of numbers. I'm going to call that in early and get a really big bonus just so I can call this Rain of Fire. I'm going to put a mage there. Just because I feel like it. So it seems like they are getting passed more and more often, so I'm going to put an archer tower up here. Try to help these guys out. Move these guys kind of to the middle so that people coming from this side and people coming from this side will be blocked by these guys. And I'm going to upgrade this guy and make I'll upgrade these guys because they seem to need a little bit of help. As you see, I'm calling in the Rain of Fire at the beginning of each mission, or each wave, because it'll recharge through the wave, and then near the end of the wave I can use it again, possibly. Probably not at the beginning, but maybe at the end I will be able to do that, or near the end of like the campaign I will be able to do that because it does have an 80-second recharge timer, and you can get that down through the upgrades and stuff from the stars. But I'm going to upgrade this guy. Wave. And we have a new enemy. So Brigand, these are like the second tier, second tier, but they're armored outlaws that can withstand a lot of punishment. So these guys are like the better trolls or whatever those guys are called. The guys with the cleavers. There's like these guys are just, these are kind of upgraded versions of those beginning tier enemies. So they're gonna take a little more damage, they're gonna be a little harder to kill, and kill your guys a little more easily. But I'm also getting better towers, so that kind of counteracts. Get better towers, equals better enemies. So that makes sense. And I'm going to save this rain and fire actually because it did not get done in the last wave. And I'm going to save it in case there's trouble because we are getting to the end waves. And I feel like there could be some problems. As you see, these guys take high damage from the magic. They are just not resistant to it like some of these other enemies are. So I'm going to put down another mage on this side just to try, if a guy gets past one of these brigands or something, he can counteract that. And I'm going to wait till we kill all these shamans to call this next wave in. I'm actually going to call a rain of fire right there. And definitely get those guys down to health. And this is kind of bad that I have so many. Fine. I'm going to put down another barracks here. Just because it is getting to the last level after this. The last wave. And as I said, the last wave is a lot harder than the previous, 12 waves. The 13th wave is harder than the previous 12. The 15th wave is harder than the previous 14. All the previous waves are a lot easier than this last wave just because, they want to challenge you, see if you actually did have a good tactical setup and it was working. And see if it can stand through, a huge wave. So I'm going to upgrade this guy and this guy. And this artillery, as you see, it's really doing well. It's delivering splash damage to all these guys, so they all take a little bit of damage rather than one guy just taking a ton of concentrated damage. And I did get an achievement there. I do not know what that was from, but probably for killing a certain amount of enemies. Alright, as you see, that artillery also does a lot of damage to the shamans, and that did not seem as hard of a mission as the previous ones have, but that is okay. So I did get 3 stars. As I said, that's gonna be my goal, to get 3 stars on every mission. I lost 1 life, but I still got 3 stars, so I'm okay with that. And I think I'm gonna upgrade the artillery attack damage, or attack range, and blazing skies, so increasing meteor damage and adds 2 additional meteors, so that'll just go a little bit longer and hit a bit harder. So I think I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next live.